Hello people on my phone and welcome back to another video. Spring is basically here in England. It's a very sunny day but it's slightly windy. I wanted to film a reading vlog for a lot of women writers and poets and artists. I think spring to me is just so feminine. In my head, spring's perfect for the likes of Jane Austen, Louisa May Alcott, Clarice Lispector, anything along those lines. I'm reading things by some women writers at the moment. I'm currently reading House of Day, House of Night by Olga Tokarczuk, which I'm loving. And I'm also reading To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. Regardless, my plan today is visiting one of my friends. She has an art exhibition down on the coast. I think it'd just be so nice to go and see her and see what she's been making. She's such a talented artist. We did GCSE art together. Seeing what she made in GCSE level and also A level, I suppose, was insane. And then I think I'm gonna get coffee with a different friend afterwards. So I'll see you there. I'm currently in Waterstones. I know, exciting. I came here on Wednesday and they didn't have the books I wanted, so I put in a request for them to be ordered here. It said that they're here, but I can't find them. So I think I need to ask someone that works here if they can find me the books, because I'm being stupid. But it's such lovely weather today. You can't really see. The sun's out. I think I have to ask. Hey guys, welcome back to my room, my dorm. I succeeded in getting my books, so let's do a book haul. And this reminds me as well, my friend just gave me Oscar Wilde's complete short fiction. He was cleaning out his bookshelves and he said, oh, does anyone want any of these? And I was like, please give me the Oscar Wilde. So I've now got this edition of all of his short fiction. There's one in here, I think The Star Child or something. Yeah, The Star Child is in here, and the title alone makes me really want to read it. And of course we all know by now that I love Oscar Wilde, so when he said I could have it, I was like, please say less. And I got this on Tuesday. And then I got two books today. One is for my course, one is for fun. The one for my course is Sylvia Plath's Ariel. I've actually read most of this collection in my A-levels because a couple of my friends did their A-level coursework on Sylvia Plath and feminism. And like, feminism as a critical theory was very interesting. I think that the Faber, you can't even see that. I think that the Faber poetry collections are so beautiful. They're so simplistic, but I love that. Poetry is something that I'm finding is very versatile at the moment, and I think that these collections and these editions are also incredibly versatile and very, I don't know, just perfect. I'm gonna stick with it, perfect. I'm very excited to read this. I'm tempted to do one of my assignments on Sylvia Plath because it's something I already feel relatively confident in, so I guess we'll see. But for now, I'm very excited to have some more poetry and also feminist poetry on my list for this video. And next I got Literature and Evil by Georges Bataille. I don't know how you say his name because I think he's French, and I can't do yet the proper French throat noise to like properly sound fluent. I'm practicing, I'm learning French at the moment. Sometimes I can do it, but sometimes I can't. For his name I can't, so we're just gonna stick with him. I don't know, I can't think of. We'll just stick with George's. Me and Connie are going to be doing coffee dates like every now and then where we each choose a philosopher and research them and then teach each other. I chose him first because I just think his name is quite cool. Also Literature and Evil, and I think he's got some interesting theories. Of course I don't really know exactly what they are yet, but there was something about existentialism. Also Literature and Evil is such an awesome title, and a lot of his other books have also got really intriguing titles. So I got this one because I think this is the coolest of them all. But I will probably try and read some of his other works through the library. I'll also probably try to read some critical theory to do with him, but I'm hoping to read this soon. This is probably a good time to do a reading update. I'm going to be posting one on TikTok later, but it's already outdated because one of the 4 books I was currently reading I finished last night. So I'll get those and then we can do a little reading update. So these are the 4 books. I'll start with the one I finished last night, which is Last Summer in the City by Gianfranco Caligric, I think is how you say his name. This I would give around 3.75 stars. I think it was so appealing in its narrative. It was so simplistic and so easy to read, and there were so many beautiful quotes throughout it, but because it was so simplistic, there was definitely space for some more depth. And especially with the themes of this love and how tumultuous it is, alongside things of like alcoholism, there was definitely space for commentary on avoidance. And there was, but because he was so avoidant, there wasn't really much discussion of it. Of course, I started reading this whilst I was in Rome, so considering it's about a journalist in Rome with this love, it was really perfect timing. Finished it last night, so I've been back in England for about a week now, but definitely something that I would recommend going into the summer. It's not got that intense, sticky feeling that a lot of summer book recommendations have, so if you're looking for that, I wouldn't necessarily say it's perfect for it. To me, it almost read like White Nights by Dostoevsky and how avoidant it is, and this like very dreamy but not too sticky. It was very romantic and intense, but of a nighttime. So if you're interested in something like that, this was incredibly intense and volatile and raw, and I really enjoyed it. And it's also about 150 pages, so it's really an easy read, but I would definitely recommend this one. So yeah, I finished this last night. I'm still currently reading 3 books. I think today I might try and finish Time as a Mother by Ocean Vuong, which is one of my other current reads. I read some more of this on the bus. I've been reading it in bits and pieces throughout April. I forgot entirely how absorbing and raw and deep Ocean Vuong's writing is, especially in his poetry, because there are such fewer words than in his prose. He also has such a particular vocabulary that in his cadence you can tell that it's his writing. I think he's got one other poetry collection that I need to read, but I didn't buy it. I saw it when I was in Daunt Books in London, but I didn't buy it. I was like, oh, I don't need more books. I need it. I need more Ocean Vuong. As soon as I go home for the summer, I think I'm going to be reading The Emperor of Gladness again, because I didn't bring it back with me. Every single poem is simultaneously unique but also so incredibly familiar. Again, this is something that I'm rereading and I'm so excited to be rereading. So if you're looking for poetry, definitely Ocean Vuong's Time as a Mother. If you're looking to cry as well, then Time as a Mother is perfect. Okay, the next 2 books, I'm reading To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I'm on page 16. Okay, I've not really read very much of this. I find Virginia Woolf incredibly difficult to read, and I don't know if I've really said that before when I was reading like Orlando. I find her very difficult to read and very difficult to analyse, so when I'm reading To the Lighthouse, I have to be sat on my computer looking up things on like lit charts or googling things and looking up what things mean. But I love her writing. I'm annotating this so much as well. I mean, whether it be in the post-it notes or just paragraphs in the margins, there is so much to say. She's also got this very particular way of writing, and this stream of consciousness I really enjoy. This is also an incredibly short book. I mean, it's like the size of my finger, maybe, and a bit. I could read it in a relatively short sitting, I feel, but I need to have the time to dedicate towards this, and where I keep reading multiple books at the same time, I don't have time for anything, let alone sitting down and reading one book for hours. I'm really trying to dedicate time at the moment to actually doing my hobbies. I realise that I get so overwhelmed by how vast and how many things I want to do that I just do nothing, and that includes being productive and having fun. So the other day I went and I sat in the library for a couple of hours and I researched liminal spaces, because that's something on my personal curriculum at the moment, and just dedicating that time towards a hobby, something I'm interested in, because I could have just sat at home on my phone. So I really think I need to try and do that with Virginia Woolf as well. So then the book that kind of is my priority at the moment that I'm really enjoying is House of Day, House of Night by Olga Tokarczuk. I'm on page 58, so I still haven't read much. I also started reading this whilst I was in Rome and just was so immediately engrossed with her narrative. It was so perfect for the time I was reading as well, because the first paragraph-ish says, "First night I had a static dream. I dreamed I was pure looking, pure sight without a body or a name. I was suspended high above a valley at some undefined point from which I could see everything, or almost everything. I could move around my field of vision yet remain in the same place. It was as if the world on view below were yielding to me as I looked at it, moving towards me and then away, so that I could see either everything at once or only the tiniest details." And I read that whilst I was on the plane, just above England, looking down at London, I guess. And that really lended itself to such a beautiful, like, initiation into this book that I've just loved it since. Olga Tokarczuk already, I love her so much. I've only read Drive Your Plough Over the Bones of the Dead, but I think she could be up there with one of, like, the writers that I appreciate the most. She's got such a unique tone. She's very whimsical, and she's very, for the weird literary fiction girls, I think is the perfect audience for her, and I do think I fall into that, so there's that. Throughout this, there have been so many amazing quotes on dreams because that is one of the most prevalent themes throughout this book. But I think it's really interesting that in looking at dreams, she's also looking at the subconscious and the unconscious and both your desires and your fears. I think that is so prevalent throughout this book so far. And I'm just loving it so much. This is the one that at the moment, if I'm like, oh, I could sit down and read for a minute, it's going to be House of Day, House of Night. I've also been reading, I've probably read about 50% of the Refugee Tales. We're doing that at the moment for my course. I've actually got my seminar on that in a few hours today. I'm gonna now do some final prep for my seminar today and also probably look at my prep for tomorrow. Yeah, for now I'm gonna go and do my prep and probably do some reading if I can. And then, I don't know when I'll see you next, but I'll see you at some point. So, goodbye. Hello people in my phone. Welcome to another day of my Spring is Girlhood video. Today me and Courtney are going to go to the canal river thing in town. I'm taking a few books with me. The one I'm actually reading at the moment is still House of Day, House of Night. I'm also taking Last Summer in the City because I recently finished this. So I need a picture to post on Instagram. And then last night I finished reading Sylvia Plath's Ariel. I've read this collection for my creative writing module this semester at university. I thought it was a brilliant collection and I've got more thoughts that I can't remember the exact phrasing of now, so I'll hold off until later on. I've got my seminar for this tomorrow, so hopefully I actually say something, but I really enjoyed this. Hey guys, welcome back to this vlog. I think about a week ago now I got feedback on a short story I submitted for my creative writing module last semester. It's nothing crazy, but I really like the story and I really like the feedback, so I'm gonna print it off and go to a coffee shop and edit the manuscript. And for me, this really fits into the girlhood and spring femininity thing, because being an author and being a writer has always been my goal. So I'm very excited for it. I'm also very excited to just have a coffee. I haven't had a solo coffee date in quite a while now. I'm taking with me House of Day, House of Night by Olga Tokarczuk. I'm on page 144. I'm not entirely sure if I'll get this done in April because it's currently the 28th. If I can, I'll try it. I would love to get this done, but I am really enjoying it. I'm also thinking of soft DNFing to the Lighthouse for the moment because I've got other books that I think I want to prioritise. I'm also going to take with me Something Might Fall by David Flusfeder. This is my professor. He's the one that gave me the feedback on this story. He convened that module last semester. I would also probably take a picture of it so I can eventually post a review on Instagram. Talking of Instagram reviews, I've of course now finished Ariel by Sylvia Plath and I've posted my thoughts over on Instagram. I think that Ariel was such an incredible collection. I think I'm going to give it 3.75 stars in the end. Connie did say that The Rival reminded her of me, which I'm happy with. It's a beautiful poem. I mean, the first line, if the moon smiled, she would resemble you. How cute is that? The one that I'm thinking of doing for my assignment is a birthday present and looking at that with liminal spaces and femininity. If I do my assignment on that, it would likely be a video essay on here, so that's quite exciting, my first video essay. In terms of themes in this book, of course, it looks at femininity, but it looks very clearly at subsections of marriage and motherhood, especially the complexities of these, and it really blends this idea of the political and the personal, which is what we primarily looked at in my seminar. I actually spoke in the seminar, so you guys can be proud, but it was such an interesting piece for discussion, and because of that I'm really excited to do my assignment on this. Yeah, I'm gonna go print out my manuscript at the moment. It's like 9 pages long, so I'm very excited and I'll see you in town.